All right, guys. I can't figure out what's wrong with this mic. I hooked it up to my laptop. I hope I didn't bring a lemon mic that just doesn't work well. But the show was on. I know the mic I'm using right now sucks. The other option I have is I have a better camera, a newer camera that's supposed to have a better mic because this is an old Logitech mic. The problem is that it's not close to me. This mic should work. Y'all can't see it right now, but this mic should work. Let me know how I sound, I guess. When I try to hook up my audio, for whatever reason, this microphone just does not hook up. I'll probably have to go to Best Buy and pick up a mic. I'm not home right now, so it is what it is. Is there an echo? Yeah, it's probably because of the crappy mic. All right, here, hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta go get my headphones. I'll be right back. There we go. So my daughter labels everything. These headphones are affectionately called Daddy-O's AirPods. All right, at least they work. Yeah, let me know what the sound is like. Sounds not that bad, I guess. I'm doing a sound check right now. It's not as good as my normal streams. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Whatever. All right. Well, let me get the music playing here so it don't sound off. Yeah, so I'm at my dad's house right now. I'm at my dad's house because this is my coffee mug right now. You know. All right, but yeah, we're here. Let me get the music playing. Hold on. It's been a while since I used this laptop. I'm not home right now. I'm traveling, so we're busy. But show must go on. I was thinking about just starting it at the opening bell because we don't really have. Yeah, I'm not home. The other option is just to use my AirPods. The other option is just to use my AirPods is a mic, and I just don't know how well that would work. Anyways, we got some news going on today. We really do. So there's a couple things going on in market news. Sorry, I'm kind of sunburnt. Here we go. Sorry, learning to manage this computer here. All right. So, anyways, we have so some good news and some bad news. We had Schmuckers Or Smucker company. It's the peanut butter and jelly company. All right, but Goldman Sachs cuts the probability of the U.S. economy entering the recession in the next 12 months back to only 25%. Previously, it was 35%. That's my point. Is like Goldman Sachs; these are the big banks. Like they know what's going on here. Like they know if the market's healthy or if it's not. And so if they only think we have a 25 a quarter chance, a 25% chance of a recession, that's pretty low odds, you know. So there's a chance that the market just keeps on moving up without having some big catastrophic drop like everybody seems to always say. Now, of course, I don't know for sure. We're just kind of speculating. I don't know what Bitcoin's going to do today. It might run. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this mic, dude. Like, I got this Yeti Nano mic because it's easier to travel with. I'm probably going to have to go to Best Buy wherever we go and pick one up. But that's okay. Yeah. What's Bitcoin doing? Is there some big crypto catalyst right now that I don't know about? Oh, man. Yeah, there is. I'm late on this news. So, like, it looks like people weren't super impressed by the Apple meeting here. So, Apple did its conference yesterday. It debuted the Apple Vision Pro, and people they were not feeling it. It looks like Apple basically came all the way back down to 170s, dropped and gave all those gains back. Right, this is a little bit too hyped up of music for me this early, guys. This looks like a boss fight in Mortal Kombat. It's supposed to be lo-fi music. This is... I'll give it a chance, but... No, I mean, listen, I'm not saying I would never listen to that if I was playing, like, video games, but not right now. It's too early for that. Is it loud? Okay, my apologies, guys. It's probably up all the... Okay. There we go. It should be better. Yeah, sorry, guys. John, music too loud. My 4-year-old's gonna wake up. Yeah, I had to change it. 3,500 on a VR headset. Wait, so it's a virtual reality headset. Is it better now? It should be good, huh? Turn the music down now. It should be better. I'm still waiting to see if this thing picks up my freaking microphone. Oh, wait. Oh, no. All right, y'all tell me which one is better, okay? Here's my headphone and my mic. All right, tell me which one's better. All right. Is this better? This is the mic. This is the AirPods. Is this better? This is the mic. This is the AirPods. Can y'all not hear me? Is this better? This is the mic. This is the AirPods. No? No, worse? Okay, got it. That's not good? Okay, gotcha. All right, well, I mean, I'm just gonna have to go back to this one. All right. Bro, I don't know what the heck, man. This stupid freaking mic is supposed to work. I'm like plugging this mic in over and over again. I've tried multiple cords. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. At this point, you'd think they'd have a Bluetooth mic that was easily usable. Yeah, I don't think it's a driver update. This is an old mic. I've used this mic on the computer before. Yeah, as long as this sounds okay, and this is like good enough, then we'll be all right. All right. All right, so I'm playing on TradingView right now. So you guys know me. I'm sponsored by Chart Prime, right? And Chart Prime's pretty cool. But what I'm looking at right now is what I would like to do is I'd like to set a sound alert. I'd like to set a sound alert. What? What the heck is this thing talking about, man? Ugh. All right. Nope. There we go. All right, I got it. Oh man, these charts are bright. All right. Yeah, what I would like to do is set these charts up to where it gives me like actual alerts. You know what I mean? Like I want sound alerts. I want like ding, ding, ding. Here's the alert showing up right now on your computer. That's what I want. You know, although I don't know if pre-market's going to be the time for it. Although their indicators are pretty cool. You know? But we just got to figure out. Here's the Oracle Pro settings. All right, so I got to go to settings. How do I, okay, anybody help me out with this? How do I add Chart Prime alerts to, oh, I can do it. Okay, dope. I figured it out. Okay, cool. We're going to set both of these up to where I get an alert that any alert, it gives me a call. And the notification that it gives me is going to be play sound, like a freaking alarm clock, every 5 seconds. All right, so every time it gives me an alert, we'll see this. Every time it gives me an alert, it'll play an alert. Every time Chart Prime shows up with something, it'll give me an alert. Maybe look at a 1 minute chart here. See what the 1 minute chart looks like. I forgot my mouse too. I'm gonna have to buy another mouse while I'm out. I'm gonna be busy for the next week. Yeah, I figured it out. Yeah, TradingView, you can do it. There's not really any big news, Joseph, today. Today, the market's kind of boring, man. This whole week is not really the busiest week, but that's all, that's all ahead of the big week next week. Next week's one of the biggest weeks over the last month. Next week, we're going to have CPI, PPI, jobless claims, the Fed meeting, the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, a bunch of stuff leading up to that. So next week's just a freaking really busy week, man. Yeah, GameStop earnings. GameStop earnings aren't tomorrow, Mo. They are going to be Thursday. I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure they're Thursday. Let me check. I'm pretty sure. So today we got a bunch of places I don't know except for we had some earnings today, but nothing big. This evening we've got Stitch Fix, Dave & Buster's, Skillsoft. Tomorrow we've got Campbell Soup, Lovesac, United Natural Foods. Oh wait, you're right, bro. Wait, you are right, dude. Okay, I'm wrong. You're right. My apologies. Yeah, tomorrow we have GameStop earnings tomorrow evening, and I'm definitely gonna stream those for sure. But yeah, tomorrow GameStop earnings, and then that's good because then Thursday we got some stuff, but I think tomorrow is the only really big day where we're definitely going to be streaming GameStop earnings. Yeah, I got it. You're one person doing the same type of work that other channels are doing. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. So it is tomorrow. It is tomorrow, brother. So yeah, we'll see what happens, dude. I'm ready for it, man. I love GameStop earnings. GameStop earnings get hype. They really do. They get exciting. I have fun with it. Yeah, like we're just a resourcing community. But I am sponsored by Chart Prime, and I did set TradingView up to where it's gonna annoy the heck out of me every time there's an alert that shows up. So yeah. So I don't know if it's necessarily the best time to take some of these trades right now. The market's very flat in pre-market though. So what I'll do is I'm probably going to start looking at some other stuff a little bit closer, or either that, or I might look at like something a little bit more volatile, like Aapl, because yeah, the market's just not. The market, the SPY itself is just really choppy today. They also reduced the chance of a recession by 25% according to Goldman. All right, so yeah, we're gonna create an Aapl alert here where it gives me an alert on the Market Oracle Pro. It's gonna play an alarm clock for 5 seconds and show me a pop-up. So I'm gonna put a 5-minute chart up here too. 5-minute might be a little bit better, but yeah, it's just choppiness in pre-market. So it's one of those. Also looking at Disney. My Disney trade's going well again, guys. So my Disney trade's going well. Hey, what's up, Beach? Hey, good morning, guys. Let me know how the lag is. I hope it's not lagging too bad on the stream today. It should be okay. It should be fun. Oh, remember how I told you guys how you catch a hawk? Like if you're a falconer and you want to like catch a hawk, and you put a mouse inside like a wired cage that has like a bunch of like fishing line nooses around it, and you let the hawk go grab it and pull back, and then it's trapped. Here's one right here. I'm trying to break this thing. Looks like this one. I've been run over. But look at this. I think this one was run over. But the hawk goes and he flies into it like this, and then when he pulls back, it tightens like this. Like you see, fingers around it. When he pulls back, it tightens. So then he's stuck. This is an old one, but we'll put that up. There we go. No, they're little. Hawks can see really, really well, and so they don't need to be big at all. They're little. Are you planning on doing the 3500 Vision Pro? I hate to say this, but like I'm kind of an Android guy. I mean, and I didn't actually catch the meeting. Again, I'm traveling. I'm in Louisiana right now, so I'm not even home. So I didn't even catch the Apple meeting. If to be honest, if I was gonna watch it, I would have streamed it. So somebody explained to me the Vision Pro. I'm curious. Is it a VR headset, or is it like, or is it not VR? Is it augmented reality? Is it AR, or is it both? I'm assuming it's probably going to be both, right? The question I have for the Apple headset is, does it make you less nauseous than like the Oculus? That's the real question I have. Does it make you less nauseous? Is it easier on the eyes? Is it easier on your system than the Oculus? Because I bought my kids, both of my kids have their own Oculus headset Pro. They might have played with those things like twice because they get nauseous when they play it. So my question with the Apple headset is that better? Did they work on that? Because I think if they fixed that, then that's going to create huge opportunities in VR, not just with like Apple, but with other VR stocks as well, you know? Hey, thank you, Joseph. I appreciate it, man. Good morning. You sound different this morning. Yeah, right now we're on my camera mic, unfortunately. So I'll have to buy another mic while we're out. I don't know what's wrong with my laptop. It's almost time to buy a new laptop. This is a Lenovo Legion. So you can kind of see the Legion symbol back here. Like this is a Lenovo Legion. You see a bunch of old nerdy stuff I got on here. I got Node from programming. I got Roblox Studios. This is my son. I got old trade ideas, poker, Haywood Trader. A lot of stuff. $3,500. Yeah, man. That's pricey. AR, VR, but 10-year leap in tech, close to 5K resolution for each eye and 0 eye fatigue. Oh, wow. I mean, if that's true, Panda, then that's great. If that's really true, because again, I think the problem with the Oculus for somebody like me is, you know, frankly, the problem with Oculus is it makes my eyes hurt. It makes me nauseous. Now, so you're saying it's a 10-year leap in tech, close to 5K resolution. So that will be really interesting, because imagine like right now the problem with VR headsets is that the graphics aren't great. You know, they're cartoony graphics still. They're not like the best graphics right now. And so if Apple can come along and give you a truly like immersive, like high quality graphic experience in the VR headset, even with the price point, it's going to make sales. It's going to do okay. You know, even at that price point. Did they debut anything else yesterday that was like worthy of note? Well, I mean, their laptops were always a little overpriced, if I'm being completely honest here. Like, listen, spending $4,000 on a laptop with 8 gigabytes of RAM, it's just not really something that I was ever really interested in doing. Again, as you see, I have a Lenovo Legion laptop. And this thing is like 3 or 4 years old. It's still working really well. Still can manage all these different apps at one point. You just buy a gaming laptop. This thing was like $1,600. So I was, you know, Apples are great, but their laptops are expensive. And honestly, if I hate even admitting this, but I actually like using a laptop from Apple more. I like using Apple laptop products more, way more, to be honest. They're just better products for user interface. But you know, they're just expensive. Yeah, $3,500. You can see Apple just dump, you know, yesterday. No, they're gonna make sales. They're gonna make sales, even if it's 3,500 bucks. They're gonna make sales. I'm not home right now. I am at my dad's house in Louisiana, so I'm not home. I'm over here looking at all his stuff. My dad's kind of like me. He's got a whole bunch of odd hobbies. You know, a bunch of odd hobbies. He's got a cannon. Look at this little mini cannon. I'm gonna break this thing. I might break it. Look at this thing, man. It's a real cannon. It actually shoots too. It's heavy. This thing's probably like, this thing's at least like 20 pounds. You know, I think it shoots like an actual cannonball too. Pretty sure it shoots an actual cannonball too. Yeah. But I believe they're still going to make sales with those expensive. Yeah, for sure. I mean, their laptops, the reason their laptops are more expensive is because they can be. You know, the reason they can price these laptops super expensively is because people will buy them. You know, I promise you, they understand. If people stop buying them, they wouldn't be super expensive. It's not like they need. It's not like there's a big difference in terms of capabilities between an Apple and a Microsoft, or in a PC, I should say, not a Microsoft. PC, Microsoft is software, but there's not a big difference between the hardware and between an Apple laptop and like a Lenovo laptop, or or whatever other brand you want to use. The hardware is similar, but Apple has that good user experience that people want, and that allows them to price high. No, my dad's still alive. Yeah, I'm at his house right now. Newer apps and capabilities, yeah. Johnny, any idea how I can get real-time future prices for free? No. Trading View maybe, but I don't think so. I think you got to pay. I mean, it's like $4 a month though, brother. Like to get like real-time Trading View quotes. It's like, it's like it's like $10 a month maybe. So I mean, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, data definitely costs money. It was a great. Yeah, I'm curious to see what we're gonna get today. Yeah, so I'm putting some 5-minute charts up here. Putting Apple, Microsoft, the NQ. And then what else could I put up here? Disney, I guess. I'm trying to put up some alerts so I can get these custom alerts. Apple, NQ, Disney. I guess I could put the Q up too. Yeah, that's fine. So we got Apple up. Market Oracle Pro. Play sound, alarm clock. We're going to create that alert. We got the NQ. NASDAQ 100. We're going to create an alert there. Notifications, alarm sound. We got the Q. A 5-minute chart. I'm going to do, I like 5-minute indicators. These 5-minute indicators, you got to be patient with them. You can't take too like big size or anything like that. But like putting these up is kind of the way. You can play sounds. All right, there we go. Strap up, we're going to the floor. Man, I don't know how many times people tell me the market's going to crash every day. Like market's up a lot. You know, Goldman Sachs actually reduced its like the probabilities that it thinks we're going to hit a recession this year by like he reduced it down. They reduced it down 10% to 25%. So now there's only about a 1 in 4 chance we're going to hit a recession this year, according to Goldman Sachs. And I've been telling you guys, like, fearful when others are greedy, greedy when others are fearful. You got to be that way sometimes. Yeah, I don't let my dogs bark, man. Honestly, Rosie's a barker. She's territorial. Y'all can hear them when they're on stream. But as like a courtesy to my neighbors, if Rosie's barking excessively anytime, I'll go check out to see what it is. If it's just my neighbor horsing around in the backyard, I'll take Rosie and I'll put her inside and I'll put her in her crate, and there'll be a consequence. And so that way she'll bark if she sees somebody in our yard, but if she sees somebody in somebody else's yard, she's okay with it, you know, because if not, she just bark all day. Now at the same time though, you can also have people that go way, just get super unreasonable. Like we have a neighbor at my house. When we first moved in, the people we bought the house from told us that like the neighbor was kind of weird and that he would complain a lot about their dogs barking or whatever it was. But the thing about my neighborhood is that there's no sound ordinances. There's no rules for dogs barking. And so like we do it out of courtesy, but it's like we don't actually have to do anything. We could let our dogs bark all morning if we wanted to. And so when we first moved in, and you know, we have a puppy, our dog doesn't even, like, our dogs are mostly inside dogs. So they usually kind of live inside. They don't actually go outside or live outside. We play with the ball in the backyard and stuff, but they might be outside for like an hour or two a day, like maybe an hour or two. Like they don't live outside. But sure enough, we put the dog out at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the dog would bark like 5 times, like woo, 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 woo. And the neighbor would be texting us and calling us and being like, hey, you know, you got to bring your dogs in. Your dogs are barking, you know? And so eventually we got to the point where like we went outside and we were like, hey man, like this isn't a Buddhist temple here. Like we don't have to be quiet. Like the dogs are going to bark. That's what they do. They bark. You know, if you're home all day and you ain't got nothing else to do and you're just kind of whining and complaining, you're just going to have to learn to deal with it, man. You know, like it'd be one thing if we're letting our dog out at 7 a.m. and the dog's waking up the neighborhood. But if it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and our dog barked a couple times, just be quiet. You know, entitlement. Crypto bros, you know how to get to the SEC. Hey, I'm for it. Yeah, and I always told like the neighbor, it's like if there's a common, he's the common denominator. If he got mad at the sellers that we bought the house from, and now he's mad at us, he's just sitting at home all day without much to do. I think he's a retired cop, and so like he's just sitting at home all day. He doesn't have anything else to do. He's used to controlling people, and like that's just kind of how it goes, unfortunately. Um, but I think the more you apologize to somebody like that, the more they're going to get weird. And so eventually we just kind of said, nah, like we're not, you know, you'll deal with it. Yeah, so I put all these alerts up. I'm waiting to get an alert, but nothing yet. I'm actually kind of excited because the only reason I haven't taken advantage of chart prime as much is because I haven't put any alerts up. So it's like by the time the alert shows up, by the time the indicator signal shows up, I miss it. So honestly, and they put out strong signals like 30 minutes ago, and they almost all worked for chart prime. All right, guys. So either Disney up again. Disney, what was the news on Disney causing it to go up? So we can find this. I see the news. I see Disney reacting like it did yesterday. All right, so Disney's Pixar trims workforce by 75 as light years. All right, so yeah, that's what's going on here. So Apple partnering with Disney on the new VR headset. That's making Disney popular. That's good. Again, I'm in Disney. If you guys didn't know, of course, I am in Disney right now. We are riding Disney up. We're still in it. We've scaled out of a lot of it though because we can. And so if you don't know the trade we just got involved with Disney, basically, you know, a couple weeks ago when Disney bounced up to 93s, almost 94s, we took a lot of profit. We let Disney dip back down. We added some size back to it on the pullback, and then we started to unload it on this latest dip like run that it's been on over the last like week or so. So that's turned out really nice. So we're just playing around with this. I like this laptop though. All right, kind of working with some stuff here. Still no alerts. All right, so again, Apple pulling back some. Still no alerts here. I'm still waiting for those alerts on Chart Prime to show up. I'll show you when they do. Hey, what's up, Bernardo? Hey, thank you, Mark. Yeah, Apple got destroyed. Yeah, Apple. I mean, I told you guys what was going to happen with Apple. Like, it really is like some of the cliche sayings you hear are absolutely true about market activity. Some of them, one of them is buy the rumor, sell the news. right? And so if you remember yesterday ahead of the opening bell, the previous lifetime high for Apple was at like 182, like 93 or something like that. I think it was 182.93 was the lifetime high for Apple. As you start to approach those highs of the day, it's kind of like a magnet. Like you get a lot. The reason it's a magnet, you got to think of like the psychology behind it. Is that the reason it's a magnet is because you get a lot of other traders kind of looking for one specific thing. So like everybody sees the high of the day push. Everybody sees it getting closer and closer to that lifetime high, which is like a really big milestone level, of course. And that ultimately like brings traders. That ultimately brings traders and gets traders hyped up and excited. So as we approach that, we get some momentum. And I told people ahead of the open, I said, hey, look, and I made money on it yesterday too. I said, hey, look, Apple is getting closer to this lifetime high. I think it's at least going to break it. I think it's at least going to tap it and break it. What happens is that a lot of times heading into these big meetings, like yesterday, you had the big Apple conference. People get excited, man. They get excited. They want to ride the momentum. They get all this optimism regarding what they're going to say during these meetings. And then a lot of the time the stock will push up in anticipation of that. But then once the meeting actually happens, another thing I said yesterday is that these meetings can be underwhelming sometimes. Like sometimes SPY just broke over the previous closing price. But yeah, sometimes it's just not what people want to see. And you get some big negative reactions. And that's exactly what we got on Apple right here. Just a big negative reaction from 185 down to 178. So the question is, do you buy the dip now? Is my question here. I don't know yet, but the SPY is starting to bounce back. Look at the SPY, tap the previous close. We'll see. All right, so we're getting Apple moving up here. What is my code here? But yeah, so we're still Disney. We see the SPY. We see Apple. Still kind of waiting. I will be right back, guys. I gotta go grab something. I will be right back. Any thoughts on SoFi? Yeah, but sometimes the point that I was making is sometimes buy the rumor, sell the news is legitimate. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get really frustrated if I get one of these alerts while I'm gone, but I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. No alerts for me, huh? All right, so market's pulling back. All right, so list of sunset. Any news on Disney? Any news on Disney, please? What's up, Ryan? Yeah. So the news on Disney is specifically that they're partnering with so Apple's partnering with Disney on the VR headset, and that made Disney pop, like pop heavy. Kind of bummed that my microphone didn't work, but yeah. So that's making Disney pop. Is like, yeah. So you can kind of see this big run in Disney, like right here. Like you can see the Disney it just ripped up. So no alerts yet for chart prime here. The question I have is like, is it time for an Apple dip? Like, will Apple bounce here? Is the question. I think it could. You think GameStop will run up before earnings? I don't know. I think it's possible. Where's GameStop at right now? I mean, GameStop ran a little bit yesterday. GameStop's been pretty flat though. It's just not moving that much. We'll watch it and we'll stream the earnings, but it's just kind of flat right now. It's still pretty quiet day. I mean, this is a boring day. There's just not a lot of stuff going on today. In terms of economic releases, it's pretty slow. Oh, dude, I wish I would have caught this last bounce, man, on chart prime. Apple VR is a big boost for Disney if Disney gets collaboration from apps. Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure it will. Man, I spend so much money at GameStop, they should be up. Bro, I haven't been to GameStop in a long time, dude. GameStop ripped me off my whole childhood. And like, I just haven't been back in a long time, man. You know? Like, I think the questions for GameStop, and I hope GameStop goes up. I'm not against it. We're going to be streaming earnings tomorrow, of course. But like, the questions for GameStop is, okay, what does GameStop look like in 5 years? You know, like, number one, there's a few important like points to this topic, right? Number one is that the objective truth is that video games are not going to be bought physically anymore in 5 years. Right? They're already pretty much like less than 20% of people buy physical copies of video games right now. And it's only going to, and those margins are going to get wider and wider and wider and wider over time. So that's the first point. And so buying and selling video games for GameStop is not going to be a viable business option within 5 years. Right? That's the first thing about GameStop. And so what does that mean? That means if GameStop wants to succeed, it needs to create software, like some type of software deal. It needs to create, and I know it's building an NFT marketplace, and I know it sells stuff online on their site, and I think that's great. But I definitely think they need to grow that. I think they also need to open up a different business model structure because, like, yeah, they're still going to always sell consoles, and like console sales are always going to boost them because new consoles only come out once every 5 to 10 years. So like that's like a hole in their business that, they're gonna have to figure out a way to fill. Um, I think what GameStop should do is that I think GameStop should create tournaments. Like GameStop should be behind video game tournaments. They should partner and create their own video game tournaments. They should partner and create their own video game events. They could turn into an event company and create their own events, their own structure, their own their own video game events, kind of like Comic Con, but with video games and GameStop. I know GameStop has E3, you know, but I think like if you're GameStop, you have to be creative in that way. I think like if you're not creative and you just kind of keep on chipping away at the same old business model, I think they're going to fail. I think they're going to fail. I don't think they're going to have business like that. I think brick and mortar stores are I think commercial real estate is struggling right now, and the reason it's struggling is because people are going to stores less and less, and I think that's a part of it that you got to look at. uh, a watch is usable every day and has multiple purposes. You can't drive your car with your headset on. You won't be going out walking down the street with that one. Yeah, but I mean, I guess like you got to look at it like this, though, Chris. I think it'll be fine, and I'll explain why. Right? It's definitely a very niche thing, but that niche is big, bro. Like the VR community is huge right now. Like VR gamers, like that's kind of the new age video gamers. Like where I was playing Halo and like Halo 3 and Halo 2 back in the 2000s, kids are now playing VR games. Like kids are now doing VR, and like that's their niche. Like that's their thing, and it's a big niche too. And so if Apple can put out a higher quality product than anything else on the market, sure, it's still going to sell less of them. But if it can make it up with the money that they're bringing in with 3,500 bucks a pop, it's still going to be profitable for them. They're still going to make a ton of money because people are going to pay that. Like you're going to have, it's not going to be everybody, but if that's the best of the best that you can get, number one is that people are going to pay for it. Like it's going to make sales, and the niche is big. Like there's a lot of people playing VR that want to play VR. And so if it can solve a lot of the modern problems that VR headsets face nowadays with like the Oculus, it's going to do well. It just depends. The determining factor for Apple is going to depend on how much better it is. If it's only slightly better, people aren't going to care. But if it's way better and the experience is way better and it causes less nausea problems, if it is less strenuous on the eyes, then it'll make sales and then it'll succeed. But that's the big question: is how much better is it than its competitors, right? If it's way better, it'll still do fine. If it's just a little bit better, nobody's going to give a crap about it. So that's the big question. Yeah. No, man, listen, VR's a huge niche right now. VR is huge. It's not just a small percentage of gamers, it's a lot of them now. Like, you got to think, man. Like, again, and I'm old too, and so I get it. But, like, young gamers now are VR gamers, right? Like, young gamers are VR gamers. Like, kids nowadays, they're playing VR. Like, they're not, like, I play consoles, and you still got some kids that play consoles, but, like, the younger generation of gamers definitely are interested in VR, in virtual reality. That's the future. So that's what they're playing. I'm new at learning. I was just wondering what software you use and maybe ones you should stay away from. Thank you. Are you talking about trading software? I'm using TOS. I use TradingView. All right, so I keep thinking maybe I missed the alert, but nope, no alert yet. Honestly, chart prime signals are pretty cool though, dude. They actually work really well, so that's nice. Uh, yeah, for sure. Well, I'm sure. I'm sure it's not going to be everybody. And again, okay, I guess this is the way you got to look at it, right? Is that they're coming out with this product and it's the upper echelon of VR headsets, right? So it's like, it's kind of like, um, it's not for everybody, and all VR players are not going to buy it. But the VR players that want the best of the best are going to buy it. You know, the people are going to make YouTube videos about them, and they're going to start streaming with them, and they're going to do all this different stuff that's going to market it to the masses, and that's going to help them make sales, I think. No, I mean, I think you already have. I don't know. I don't. It's gonna be enough. And my guess is they'll drop their prices. You know, like my guess is that they're gonna drop their prices. But maybe not. You know, y'all might be right. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of how I think of it. So Samir says Apple customer base is not in millions, it's billions. And so a fraction of it buys it, and the VR is a success. Yeah. All right, so SPY still moving back up right at that previous closing price. Again, Apple at 178, 178.70s, Disney at 91.30s here. I'm still waiting for an alert from Chart Prime, but again, it looks like we just missed the big strong sell signal. And the strong sell signal would have worked too. How did you learn how to trade? Speaking of 30% off, what is the 30% off Top Step coming back? So I know for sure that there's some big announcements coming out sometime soon. I don't know if it's going to be this month or next month, but sometime over the next couple months, there's going to be some big announcements for Top Step. I already know what it is. I can't say, but there's going to be some cool announcements coming out for them. Um, and so, yeah, I'll let you guys know. How did you learn how to trade? Uh, I so I watched the movie The Big Short, and I was always a poker player. And the market's starting to rip, guys. Look at the market bounce. So I was always kind of a poker player. So I always like strategy games, chess, checkers, poker. When I saw The Big Short, I realized that you could basically do the same thing in the stock market. Like you could use your head to make money. It's strategy. It's analyzation. Uh, and so that got me interested in trading. But when I first got started trading, you know, you Google day trading. And what do you get? You get Tim Sykes, and look at me, I'm a rich millionaire. Buy my trading course right now. You know, look at all my millionaire students, cough, 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 who are also selling courses, cough, 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 and like buy my trading courses. You know, most of the content in a lot of these gurus' courses are publicly available, so you can find a lot of this stuff online for free. You don't need to pay thousands of dollars for it. Um, so, anyways, I got started trading, and you know, I ended up losing thousands within the first month of my trading, which is very common. Um, I gave up trading for like a year. This is when I first started this channel too. So I started this channel, uploaded a couple videos, my account got destroyed, and then I just stopped trading for like a year. During that period of time, when I stopped trading, I would kind of look over at my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel views, like the videos I was posting, they got views. Like I had like 200 or 300 subscribers, which at the time was like, wow, you know, 200 or 300, you know, it's crazy. So I eventually got the itch to trade again. But when I came back, I remembered losing so much the first time. And so I scaled down dramatically. I switched over to Thinkorswim. I stopped day trading penny stocks as much. I mostly started trading large cap stocks. And then I slowly kind of learned and learned and learned and learned from there. But it took some time, you know. Yeah. But I think at-home work is going to take over. I think it already has to a certain extent. I think people are understanding. I think businesses are learning. And one of the things that's crashing commercial real estate, like if you look at commercial real estate trends, they're looking rough, man. They're not looking good, dude. So like if we take a look at this, here's last year in commercial real estate. Now we don't really have this year yet, but this is last year in commercial real estate. So this is the graph in commercial real estate. And again, what happened here, guys? Like what happened is that, 2020 happened, the pandemic happened, right? And everybody basically was forced to stay home. When they were forced to stay home, businesses started to learn that remote work was much less expensive. Like you didn't have to pay all this big rent. You didn't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars by sticking 50 people in a warehouse to do, a call center. You didn't have to spend all this, thousands and thousands of dollars in rent every month to rent out commercial buildings to put call center in and all that stuff. And so people started to realize, business owners started to realize, hey, we can kind of get the same thing done remotely. That of course, started to just really tank the commercial real estate market. The commercial real estate market dropped, pretty big, and it's still dropping this year. So commercial is struggling. Real estate in general is struggling. Interest rates went up a lot, and so, interest rates are 7% right now, sometimes more, and so that's very high. And so, like a lot of real estate is struggling. Like mortgage brokers are struggling. Real estate agents are struggling. The whole real estate sector is kind of rough right now. And again, it's not like residential is not bad because people always need a place to stay, And I think people understand like one of the things that a lot of people do nowadays is that they'll get a mortgage even at 7%, which is not super conventionally high. Like 7% is pretty much in the middle range of like average interest rates over the last 40 years. 7% is right around the middle. So it's not like it's crazy at the top of the range. It's right around the middle. But what a lot of people do is they get a mortgage now when it's at like 7%, and then they refinance it once interest rates go back down. And I think that's what a lot of, so residential is always kind of okay, but commercial is really struggling because again, brick and mortar is struggling. Like retail is struggling in that regard. People don't need commercial buildings anymore to do what they want to do. So it really is kind of how it goes. Is the bull run over? No. One little pullback's not going to mean the bull run's over. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of how it goes. No, I remember GameStop, Halo. I remember when Halo 4 came out. I was living in Houston. It might have been Halo 5. I remember when one of them came out, and I went to GameStop, and they had like a tournament. Hey, Dad. How you doing, man? Bro. Hey, bro. Hey, buddy. Hey, man. How you doing, dude? How you doing, bro? Come here. It's Rue. Hey, come on. There you go, man. What you doing, bro? All right. Hey, buddy. That's a good boy. Here, Jack. Hey, Jack. No, hey, that's loud. Hey, Jack. Thank you, buddy. Here, sorry, buddy. That's loud, okay? You can't do that. Here. Hey, I need you to not mess with anything in here right now, dude. You understand? Yeah, that's Rue. Yeah, we got Rue from the pound. And He was a little bitty puppy, and they brought him out. We thought he was going to be big because Carol only likes big dogs. Carol's likes big dogs. She doesn't like little dogs. And so we went to the pound, and they brought out puppies. And Carol's like, "Oh, puppies." She was pregnant at the time, but we didn't actually know it. So we got Rue. All right, big flush on the SPY. Look at the SPY flush on the right side here. Look at this big drop. So anyways, they brought out puppies, and Carol's like, "Oh, puppies." You know, and then when Rue got older, and then Carol was pregnant at the time, so like she's allergic to dogs. So while she was pregnant, she couldn't take her Advair, and so we basically we gave Rue to my dad while she was pregnant, and then my dad ended up loving him and just kind of keeping him over here. He's a terrier, little bitty dog. All right, but yeah, so NASDAQ is actually pushing up. The Q is dropping, the SPY is dropping, Aapl is dropping, the market is turning. So, but we're pretty much flat here. If you look at the previous closing price on the SPY, we're pretty much flat. We're very flat right here. Hey, what's up, Shepard? And why is the US dollar again strengthening? Well, the dollar is going to go up while the market goes down. And so I can, here's the dollar index. It's going to be going up right now because the market's going down. But this is not a shock. This is not like, again, I'll tell people this because this is important, like nuance of the market for people to understand, right? Because a lot of people will say the dollar's crashing, but and I know you're saying the dollar's going up, and it is, but like to understand the real nuance of the market over the last like year plus. Okay, so what happened is that if you look at a long-term chart of the dollar, right, up until late of last year, inflation was getting really bad, and the dollar was pushing up way too much. The dollar, if you zoom out here, here's a weekly chart. The dollar has basically been on this upward run since early of last year. It made this huge push. It was pushing up too much, the dollar was, to where inflation was getting bad. Inflation was high. CPI, PPI, the PCE, they were all really high in terms of inflation. And with that, the dollar index was flying up, right? And the dollar index usually has an inverse correlation with the market. And so, for instance, if you look at the Dixie and then you look at like the SPY, for instance, it's usually going to do the opposite of what the market does. And so you can kind of see like early 2022, early to late 22, the market starts to go back up. And then that's when, here's late 22. So here's an example. Here's late 22 when the dollar starts to drop. Here's late 22 when the equities market starts to go up. And so there's an inverse correlation. So basically the dollar was moving up too much because of inflation problems. Like the Dixie was flying up, the dollar was moving up too much, the market was moving down. Then at about, August, September, October of last year, it switched to where the dollar index started to drop and the equities market started to push, and so it's kind of funny where you'll hear both sides. Like when this is going on, right, the news outlets will say, the dollar's pushing up too much. Inflation's really bad. Inflation's really bad. The dollar index won't stop going up, and so it's the end of the world. The dollar index is going up. And then when the equity market starts to go up and the dollar index starts to go down, like we've had for basically this year, when the equity market starts to go up, what do they say? They say, oh, the dollar's crashing. The dollar's crashing. And so it's just kind of like, y'all be quiet. Like y'all are no matter what happens is bad, right? Dollar index goes up. Oh no, inflation's bad. Dollar index goes down. Oh no, the dollar's crashing. It's like at this point, we want the dollar to drop. The dollar's up way too much over the last few years. We needed this drop. At this point, we're finally settled back down to like a more reasonable level. But yeah, the news is funny. All right, so anyway, SPY still dipping down. Hey, wait, I didn't get the signal, bro. Ah. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take one of the chart prime. It didn't give me the signal. Yeah, it didn't give me the signal. Wait. What the heck, man? All right, we're gonna have to exit out of Quant Tower. I'll log back in here. All right, so the U.S. FDA approves new indication of Merck's letermovir. All right, so we're going to take chart prime sell signal here if we can. I'm going to be bummed if I miss this, dude. There we go. All right, we're in 50 shares of the SPY. What the heck is going on, dude? Oh my gosh, man. Like, absolutely ridiculous, dude. It randomly fills me 3 shares after I... Man, this is absolutely ridiculous, dude. Now I gotta close this position. Honestly, dude, I just lost $200 on Top Step because Quant Tower didn't work. I reset my computer, it all of a sudden randomly fills me phantomly. I don't even care about this $6, but that sucks, dude. Damn, man. I mean, it's all right. It's small, but frustrating. StreamYard. There we go. No, it has nothing to do with my hardware. It's all right. It had to do with the internet over here where I am, so it's all good. Honestly, I'm kind of frustrated that Chart Prime didn't give me the alert that I wanted, though. It's not Chart Prime, it's TradingView. Like, I set it up to where it's supposed to give me an alert, but it just didn't. Okay. The Q might be a little bit better for this, but we're only in 50 shares of the SPY, so it's not the end of the world. All right, I'm going to make that. Great. All right. NASDAQ, we're watching that. Here's where multiple monitors really come in play. What do you mean, Osiris? What's your asking? Coin at support level 50-60. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and add to this position here. All right, we're in 100 shares of this 5. Short. We'll see what happens. Imagine trading on the Apple headset. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So we're green a little bit on this trade, but I want to give it time. We're in 100 shares of the SPY. See, the sell signal would have worked really good on Chart Prime too. And if you want to check out Chart Prime, it's a trading view indicator service. You can use it in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. Here's the link right here if you want to check it out. Really cool, honestly. Really cool. There's the link right there. They are a sponsor of mine, and so I'm biased in their favor, but like their last little alert signal would have worked. I just got to figure out, it's TradingView's fault, because I got to figure out a way that TradingView will actually alert me. Is the only thing. So I want to figure out a way where TradingView will actually give me that alert. I've also been trading the NASDAQ a lot more, and that's been turning out really well too. Yeah, to put it into perspective, Chart Prime gave me the sell alert right here. You know, and again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money. I can't guarantee anything. What I do see is the Dixie moving up. So I do see the dollar index moving up. That should cause the SPY to dip down a little bit now too. It's never 100%. And nothing's going to work 100% of the time, including this, of course. So not an investment professional, not liable if you lose. Always make your own assessment, trade responsibly. But the dollar index is moving up. Generally, there's an inverse correlation between the market and the dollar. I just wish I could get these alerts to work a little bit better. Maybe I should try putting it on my phone for like the trading view alerts. Has anybody else had success building these alerts to where you can get an actual alert on the computer from custom trading view alerts? Okay, there we go. We got one. All right. Speaking of that. All right, sorry. All right, Aapl. All right, so the alert was for Aapl. Wait, there's no alert here though. What? Okay, Aapl. Aapl gave me a phantom alert that wasn't there. Whatever. We'll try it again. All right, so you see we're up about $8 or $9 here. Get a little bit better. I'm gonna go and take a piece of this off. Shout out to Chart Prime. Nice. Yeah, there's a nice little drop. You can follow through some more. Also made a little bit on all right, so we just got out of some we used Quant Tower, so we made a little bit of our money back. But yeah, the sell signal alerted. The NASDAQ is really breaking down. Nice. So yeah, Chart Prime. Check out, links in the description if you want to check it out. It's pretty cool. I will give it credit. I'd like to cover a piece of this if I can. All right, so we just got out of another 25 shares. I'm gonna let the last little 50 work. All right, so all right, SPY breaking down some more here. We're in 50 shares. Coinbase. What's going on with Coin? Whoa, what happened to Coin, man? Yeah, Coinbase is fading. Wow. Big drop here. Is it based off of the crypto price? What's going on with it? Wow. That's a big drop though, man. Wow. What's Bitcoin doing? SEC sued the company in New York federal court. The US SEC sues Coinbase Global for operating as an unregistered broker. Shares are falling 16%. Bro, what a crazy thing though, dude. This is so ridiculous, man. They refuse to they give no clarity on what they would consider a security. And then they refuse to give clarity. Coinbase literally did the proper thing and asked for it, yet they're suing it anyway. It's just crazy. You know, it's just absolutely crazy. Here's the news right here. This is the reason it's dropping. Is the U.S. SEC sues Coinbase for operating as an unregistered broker. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, you guys know me. Like, I made some from crypto, you know, in the crypto bull run. We're gonna go ahead and take another piece off of this. We made some from crypto in the crypto bull run, but like, and so we're mostly stock market based now. But man, it's just kind of shady. You know, but again, check out Chart Prime, man. Again, I showed you guys where Chart Prime gave me that alert up here, and now it's just flushing. So shout out to it. I should have stayed in my futures trade longer, but I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. This is good enough, I think. It's not a bad little $15 trade in about 5 minutes. And again, Chart Prime was on point with that, man. Is futures better than options? Well, so there's no PDT rule in futures, right? So you can day trade futures actively with no PDT rule. You can use a margin account. You can buy market, buy bid, sell the ash, just like in stocks. But there's no PDT rule in futures, and so you can effectively do it without worry or risk of getting flagged by the PDT rule. If you want to get your feet wet, like if you want to try out futures with limited risk, try out a funded account program. Those are legal. And they basically, you know, you're allowed to day trade funded account programs. Now, what they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. And if you can hit the target on their demo and while following their rules, they fund you between $50,000 up to $150K as a proprietary trader. Top Step is my sponsor. They are the most legit one in the world for futures. And again, in futures, you can trade essentially the SPY and what's called the E-mini. Like, so the same trade I took on the SPY, you can take it in futures on what's called the E-mini. You can day trade the NASDAQ. You can day trade currencies. And there's no PDT rule. And Top Step's been around for over 10 years. They pay out millions in actual withdrawals every year. They fund thousands of traders a year. You can get 20% off if you use my link. The link is right here. And again, you can trade currencies, some currency pairs in futures, not all of them. You can trade like US dollar backed currency pairs. But yeah, if you want to check it out, the link is right here. So here's the link right here if you want to check it out. But yeah, they're a sponsor of mine, so I'm certainly biased in their favor. But like, as you can see, a lot of the time I'll use these Chart Prime indicators with them too. They're fun. But yeah, it's just kind of messed up. Like, the problem is that, here's the real problem with this Coinbase thing, is that Coinbase reached out to the SEC and said, hey, provide me clarification on what's considered a security, what cryptos are considered securities, what cryptos, you know, what are the right ways to do this. And Coinbase basically, and the SEC basically never responded. They never gave them clarity. They basically just left it ambiguous intentionally. And now all of a sudden they're suing Coinbase, even though they wouldn't even clarify what they considered a security. And so the whole thing is just weird, to be honest. What do you mean, Osiris? Balance of trades? What are you talking about, man? You're saying the same thing over and over again. I don't know. Google it, bro. I have no idea what you're talking about. See, that sell signal on Chart Prime worked really well. See, I just want to get it to where I can actually get the alerts built in, though. That's the only thing. It's like I want the alerts. Is there anywhere I can see what alerts I have built? Rush, give, trim line. All right, so we're starting to bounce up. The dollar index is still moving up. There's the SPY on the right. I was wondering what your hardware setup is. I don't know. I just got a gaming laptop right now. At home, I have a, like a gaming setup. Is the event going on still today? So is the second part of the event? Is the second part of the event today at WWDC? All right, so yeah, so the event's going on today. Yeah, I don't know, Cody. But yeah, look at Coinbase. Dollar index is pushing up. Hey, Rue. How you doing, bud? How you doing, man? This is Rue right here. You want to see Rue? Rue, calm down, buddy.
Daddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Can you plug my iPad in?
All right, buddy.
Go
ask your mom, dude.
I asked her what she wanted to do, but she didn't.
Okay, I know, but you gotta go ask her, buddy. Yeah, Rue's a good dog. Coinbase bouncing back up here. I guess the question you gotta have with Coinbase is like, what are the chances here that so SEC suing Coinbase in federal court, which is crazy. Which is absolutely crazy. Yeah, so I kind of got into it with like sports bettors yesterday on my channel, on my TikTok channel. If you're betting on, because I told them the truth, which is that like if you're betting on sports and you're good enough to where you're making big money consistently betting on sports, the platform you use a lot of the time will ban you. They will straight up kick you off of that platform, And so if you've never been kicked off a platform in sports betting, it's probably because you're not that good at it. If you're making big money and you're taking big money from them, then the big platforms will kick you off, especially if you're using sophisticated betting methods like most pro bettors do. The only people sitting there acting like that's not it are people who are selling a course or selling picks or whatever it is, like people who are basically just trying to sell packages of betting to gamblers. But yeah.
Where did your iPad plug in Mama's room?
It's plugged into the wall, buddy. You got to ask your mom to do it. Tell her not to let you do it. Okay?
Yeah, but people need to.
All right, guys. For somebody who knew, what courses would you recommend? Okay. I would recommend no courses. I would definitely don't pay for a course, right? Paying for a course is one of the biggest wastes of money in trading. Like you can find whatever you're looking for free somewhere out there. You don't need to buy a super expensive course. Most of that's just catchy marketing. Understand Um, in the end, you just don't need to pay for a course or a service. Like most of the time, you can find that stuff for free. Coinbase and Binance sued by the SEC. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the reality of it is, and what a lot of people don't like looking at is that, again, if you are consistently making money on a sports betting account, you're eventually going to get kicked off, right? If you're consistently withdrawing money from sports bettors, you're going to get kicked off the platform. People acting like it's not like that are probably not winning. They can claim to have won a bunch. Most of the time, they're selling bet packages and nonsense on there. And again, of course, people don't want to believe that because people that like gambling want to believe that it's some career choice instead of what it is. But like, and again, I like betting on MMA. I'm not saying I don't, but but just understand what it is. Don't dedicate your life to gambling, unless you can, like really build something good from it. It just, I don't know. No, it's pretty slow today, Wild West crypto. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Coinbase. I got a lot of sleep last night, man, to be honest. I got more sleep than I needed last night. Right, exactly, architect. Like that's the crazy thing is that like, man, I'm gonna try to put this as delicately as possible. I don't want to just look at Coinbase testing lows. Coinbase down to 49s right now. Coinbase down to 49s. Really starting to look weak. Um, right, exactly. Yeah, Corey. I mean, that's cool and all, but what I will say, man, is that again, what this person says is true. Um, and so even if you think somebody's the greatest ever, what this person says is true, which is that most of the gurus hedge their bets on two different accounts so they can screenshot the winners, and all they really did was break even, right? A lot of them are making affiliate money too from the betting site. And so the ones that are allowed to stay are usually bringing in so much money from the betting site that it's justifiable for the betting site to let them sit. If they're not bringing in that type of money, in terms of affiliate income, the betting site will ban them if they're making too much money. The betting site will kick them off the platform. They'll send them a letter saying, hey, look, we don't want your action. They will either do that or they'll severely restrict how much they can make. They'll bring it down to where they can only bet $10 a bet or whatever it is, right? So it's not going to be worth it. And so again, I think a lot of people really are addicted to sports gambling, and so they try to find all these reasons to justify continuing to do it, continuing to waste their money at it because they love the rush or whatever it is, and they want to believe it's possible to like be some big time betting king or whatever. But like most of the time, they're just addicted to sport betting. If I'm, and sometimes the truth might be hard to hear, but like that's what it is. Uh, Yeah, I mean, we don't sell a course or a service, Mark. We're just kind of putting stuff out there for free. The market's down because it was up a lot, and I would say it was probably a little extended. And then we got Coinbase dropping. Apple dipped pretty heavily, basically dragging the market down. So the market's really down from Apple. Apple had their conference yesterday, and they were really hype, optimism ahead of it, and then they announced the $3,500 VR glasses, and that just dumped the market. So Trevor, what's your argument? He said, don't think you're correct on this one. So what's your argument then? Your argument is that it's possible to be super successful sports betting. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying the odds are stacked against you, and if you're not bringing in affiliate money for the sports betting site, then they will kick you off and ban you. If you're really bringing in money like that, if you're not bringing in affiliate income from the sports site, and you're making big sums of money betting on sports, which, to understand what this is, guys, like if you're making big money betting on sports, what does that mean? That means you're beating their odds makers. You're beating the people that make the odds for them, right? They don't want that, right? If you're consistently doing that, they will stop you from playing on their site, 100%. Again, you can Google this. It's one of the biggest problems. And so I guess the point is just be careful. I'm not against betting on sports. Have your fun, make your money. But like, if you're going to try to make it a career, you got to know what it really is. Yeah, I'm using a different mic, Sam. The problem is that for whatever reason, this mic that I'm supposed to use is just not cutting it right now. It's just not working. I don't know why. I'll probably have to go to Best Buy and buy another mic, but I don't know what's wrong with this one today. Something's wrong with my mic today. Well, fantasy's different. Fantasy's completely different. That's not what I'm talking about. Fantasy sports are completely different than that. I'm talking about actually betting on the line of sports. Yeah, I guess what I will say is, like, just like the day trading market, most of the guru sports betting gurus are full of crap, and they're taking advantage of you, and they're pandering to your addiction. All right, understand it. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Yeah, I mean, Apple basically dragging the market down. SPY broke down under the previous closing price, about 30 minutes ago or so. It's been kind of sitting here since then. Pretty choppy day, though. There's not really a lot of action right now. And my portfolio actually not doing that bad, I don't think. A lot of my stuff's actually pretty flat. Apple's starting to move back up, though, over the last couple minutes here. We'll see if it continues. All right, so U.S. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler says Coinbase alleged failure deprive investors of critical protection. That's what he said. All right, so here's Gensler responding to all the stuff, basically saying that the alleged failures deprive investors of critical protection. Funny how Drake constantly posts these insane $1 million bets and always loses. Yeah, but he's getting paid by stake. So, again, just be careful with your money, guys. There's just, Okay, yeah, gotcha. I mean, I could probably move a little bit closer. The mic is right here. So the mic is this camera right here. So I could probably move closer and it sounds a little bit better. I'm going to have to buy another mic after today's stream regardless. Yeah, bud.
What are my shoes?
I don't know, dude.
Can I go in the car and look for them?
What?
Can I go in the car and look for them?
No. What do you need your shoes for?
Me, I think Maddie and Papa are going outside.
Okay. Talk to your mom, bud.
Okay.
Hey. All right. Crypto is not tulips, man. Crypto serves a purpose. Tulips were basically worthless, man, during the tulip pump, way back then. Like tulip frenzy happened, but tulips were essentially worthless. Crypto is not worthless. Crypto has value and utility. Apple's starting to push back up. It's at 179. And so crypto actually has utility. And the utility is obvious, is that, if I try to send something on PayPal, right? So if I try to send something to somebody overseas, like the guy that makes my shorts, right? He's located overseas. If I want to send him money, PayPal is going to restrict that. It's going to take freaking 3 weeks for that money to get unlocked to him. So I'm going to pay him and he's not going to get his money for 3 weeks. If I send USDT to him, he'll get that money in 30 minutes. Done. Fully. $3 to transfer anything, any amount of it for $3. He'll get that money within 30 minutes and the transfer's done. You try to wire money, same process, same problems, right? So crypto does have utility without question. Now, some people don't understand it, and that's fine. And the SEC and the big banks certainly don't want it because, it's a threat to the banks, and they understand that completely. But I think you got to understand it's very obvious where okay, the government will say, hey, crypto's useless. Crypto's, useless. Like, you can't use crypto, it's worthless, right? It's like, oh, but they're creating their own version of it later on this year, So if they really thought it was worthless, why are they creating their own version of it? It's because they know it has value. They want to be on the right side of it. They don't want competitors. And so that's the reality of what's going on. If you look at it objectively with like the FedMat now and the central bank digital currency, they want to be on the right side of it. And so we're going to cover all that stuff when it goes live too, but like that's what's going on here. It's not just hackers and scammers. It's anybody. It's a less red tape version of transferring money. Everybody that sends money is not a hacker or a scammer. And everybody doesn't want to wait 3 weeks to transfer money. It's just not reasonable. It's also cheaper too. It's cheaper. It's more efficient. If I try to send it through PayPal, say I want to send $1,000 through PayPal, PayPal is going to take like $40 from me, right? If I want to send a 1,000 Tether coin, it's $3. So the fees are much better too. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of crap for sure. DG, 100%. No, I think it's just a hedge. Yeah, crypto is much more easily trackable. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, crypto is very trackable. Look at Silk Road and see. All right, so SPY finally starting to move back up. So SPY starting to finally move back up. We're watching the NASDAQ. We're watching the SPY. Coinbase still kind of weighing the market down. Apple's starting to bounce back here too. I'm using Thinkorswim, Mark. TD Ameritrade. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Yeah, one thing I realized, V, is that you don't mess with the banks, bro. All right, so market's pretty flat here. It's been pretty flat. We're looking for alerts on our system, but we just don't have anything yet. Yeah, man. So they are suing Coinbase. Yeah, so SEC suing Coinbase, says it's an unregistered broker dealer. Gary G says their failures deprive investors of critical protections. Yeah, the market's very flat right now. Again, Coinbase is dipping down after, everything. Crypto's struggling right now. Yeah, man, and I see as much problems as him and I had, rest in peace to Playmaker. It's sad. I feel for him. I feel for his family. Rest in peace. Heard about that yesterday. That's sad. Yeah, they did ask. Yeah, they asked for clarification. They didn't get any, and then they get sued. That's the crazy part of it. Right, exactly, Chris. Yeah, once we get a little bit closer to the bell, within 5 minutes, we'll probably pivot to a mix of both TOS and Quant Tower. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't want to talk about too personally about him, especially with all that stuff, but sad. He was a good guy. He just, he would drink and then kind of, get toxic sometimes, man. And like, it's unfortunate. And then, and I feel for him. Must have been struggling over there. So, rest in peace. Oh. A friend pays us to keep a digital antenna on our house. It tracks chips, show dogs, and runs on Matic. Interesting. What is that, Coles, Richard? What's your take on Fed now? I don't know. I'm gonna see how it acts here. I don't know what's gonna do. I don't even have Discord up. Hey, Will, how you doing, bro? How you doing, man? What you doing, buddy? That's a good boy. Sam, do you not see all the other comments? Sam, so yeah, they got a bunch of other people talking with me too. We got about 400 people here. It's a slower day. All right, bro. Watch out, man. Get out of the way. There you go. So Sam, it might be your side of whatever, but there's a lot of people talking with me today, man. All right, guys. So market's breaking back under the VWAP. Coinbase still breaking down. Apple at 179s right now. So still a struggle to keep up here, it looks like. Hey, what's up, Ham? Yeah, it's all good. Chad, who died? Nobody y'all know. Rue's got the worst bark ever. All right, market's still flat. Still no notifications here. Just trying to be patient. Oh, there's the buy signal that Apple gave. There's Apple. So yeah, Apple pushing up. I want to see if this is even the right. Okay, it's a 5-minute chart. Okay, I see. Yeah. Down from here, rebound. Yeah, so SPY back under the VWAP here. Let me refresh this. Yeah, I mean, Joe, we can talk about it if you guys want. I mean, again, it was Playmaker. Playmaker got banned on my channel because of drinking. He would be really chill. He was really nice at first, and then when he would drink, he would start like humming insults at the channel and just talking smack. And then I would ban him, and then he would message me and say, "Hey, I'm sorry," and then I would unban him, and then he would be great. He was really nice dude. He was really cool, and then he would do it again. He would kind of lash out when he was drinking and rinse and repeat. Eventually, I got tired of it and just kind of banned him. And yeah, I hear he passed from from liver failure. And it's unfortunate. It's sad. I feel for him. I feel for his family. I didn't really want to say anything super negative about him. He was always a really nice guy when he wasn't drinking. He was super cool. A great member of the community when he wasn't. But once that started happening, it was just tough. I think. Is what it is, man. I feel for him. Rest in peace. Yeah. Apple's still trying to bounce back up. SPY right at the middle range here, so there's just not much we can do. Chop City. Yeah. Yeah, government getting weird with Coinbase. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so we're getting ready to trade some futures here. I'm still waiting on some alerts in the futures market. Put like this is probably a little bit better. There we go. Still watch these, and then we'll get our futures trading ready. we go. All right, so I'm getting chart prime, or not chart prime, top step set up. There we go. Yeah, man. Alcohol can just be tough, dude. Like, I've got a lot of family members that, struggle with it. And alcohol's nasty, man. I mean, it can be nasty on you. It can be nasty on people. I've had friends that have struggled with it too. It's really one of those things where it's like, the physical withdrawal symptoms can just be, super. And again, I've never really been a huge drinker, but I know friends. Aapl testing the previous closing price. So Apple's starting to run up, breaking over the previous closing price. It's at 179.60s right now for Aapl, starting to pop. But yeah, I've had friends that get stuck on it. Like, the problem is that it can be really nasty because, if you don't drink, you get sick. And the withdrawal symptoms of alcohol can kill you. It's literally can't. And so it's like, if you don't drink, you get sick. If you do drink, you're inebriated all the time. And so it's like, no matter what you do, it'll take good, healthy people, and if they get addicted to it, it'll just kind of throw their life away, man. It'll throw their life in the gutter, man. It'll just destroy them. And so look at Aapl rip here. So is the conference going on right now? Is the conference going on right now? Yeah. Yeah, I've had some people I work with that were heavy drinkers. And it's like, we make these plans, to like do all this stuff, but like, I'm pretty sure at night they would start drinking and they would start coming up with these really bad ideas and doing these really dumb stuff for like communities and channels. And so eventually I had to just kind of separate myself from them because they were just too, like, I think when they were drinking, they would think they were good ideas. They would think these were good ideas, but like, anybody with a right mind is going to look at that and be like, nah, that's not a good idea. And so, yeah, man. And I'm not perfect. I've had my fun. I've had my vices in life. I'm not judging at all. I'm not judging at all. I know it can happen to anybody, man. So, yeah. Yeah, good luck, dude. Yeah, I hope you get it done. If you haven't already. I'm sure you have, but yeah. Still waiting for some of these alerts, man, but Aapl popping up big. Again, is the Aapl conference going on right now, guys? I guess is the question. When's the Aapl conference start today? No, everybody's just talking about that Aapl headset. Well, Aapl got a nice little pop. Let's see if it drags the market up. Coinbase still weighing the market down. We might trade the NASDAQ too. The NASDAQ's been a little bit more fun to trade lately. Yeah. Volatility is definitely here too. And again, if you want to day trade stocks, or if you want to have exposure to like day trading stocks, try the futures market out. The futures market really useful. You can day trade without restriction. People wonder why people trade futures, and they think it's options, but it's not. It's more so like day trading stocks. Like, you can buy market, sell market, buy bid, sell the ask, all that good stuff. But there's no PDT rule in futures. So I can day trade the S&P, I can day trade the NASDAQ, I can day trade some currencies, I can day trade gold, silver, I can day trade economic releases, which moves the S&P or moves the NASDAQ. And so I can day trade these things in the futures market without red tape. With no PDT restriction. And, again, Top Step is one of my sponsors. That's what you'll see me trading on today. What they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. And if you can hit the target on their demo account, basically the base one's 50K, they give you a 50K demo. If you can make 3K on that without losing over 2K, and while following the rest of their rules, then they'll fund you 50 grand with a 90% split. And they pay out millions of dollars every year. They fund thousands. They've been around for over a decade. They're kind of the gold standard because, like, they're the most trusted in terms of payouts, in my opinion. But again, they are a sponsor of mine, so I'm certainly biased in their favor, of course. But if you want to check them out, here is the link. Great way to help support the channel. I know you can't day trade crypto. Apple's still pumping up. See, I set these alerts on TradingView. I'm waiting for it to give me some alerts here, but it hasn't yet.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
All right, so we are getting a bounce back up. Apple's kind of dragging the market back up. Sorry, guys, doing a business email. All right, so still waiting for some alerts on chart prime alerts on TradingView. Coinbase breaking lows again, guys, down to 47. It's looking weak. Yeah, the headset looks cool, but yeah, I should have covered the Aapl thing, but all right, guys, we got about 20 minutes before the stock market opens. 20 minutes. Still waiting for these alerts to show up on Chart Prime. Hey, good luck, Yang. How about Bitcoin? Yeah, I'm sure Bitcoin's not doing that great despite all this stuff. Here's Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin dropping down. 25,315 are the lows. Apple's starting to do well, though. So we got about 19 minutes until the market opens. You see Bitcoin start to flush. But yeah, man, SEC. So look at the E-mini pop. All right, so E-mini still popping up a little bit. Apple is mostly what's dragging the market back up now. All right, so the E-mini up to about 4,300, a little bit under 4,300 at 4,280 or so right now. Still popping up big. And again, this is Apple dragging it up a little bit. You can see the movement upward.
We can make
All right, so we are starting to pop up a little bit. Really enjoyed the way back at the channel. Better than CNBC. Yep. Yeah, it's a slow week too. I mean, we don't really have much going on this week, but next week's really busy. You know, my channel my channel's really an economic release channel. So like we day trade and we swing trade and we invest and we talk about what we're buying and selling and all that stuff. But like really it revolves around economic releases. And this week we basically have nothing. Like we've got GameStop earnings and then jobless claims on Thursday. That's basically the week so far. So yeah. What I'll probably do is I'll probably start the stream much later on tomorrow. Is the idea. I'll probably start it a little bit later tomorrow. But I appreciate it, Architect. Look at the market pop. Again, Apple is really what's dragging the stuff up.
Yeah. We got oatmeal. You like oatmeal? Yeah.
All right, so look at the market starting to rip. Market opens in 15 minutes. I don't think we have any other economic releases today. I'm pretty sure the day is completely flat.
Oh boy, cornflakes.
Hey, y'all don't want to go get breakfast in a little bit?
I mean, I can. I could go. I need to pick up a coffee.
You just drink a coffee here, man.
I'm saying on the way, like on the road.
All right, the market is ripping up, guys.
Here, I need to get around.
You want that for cereal?
Yeah, so the market's actually ripping up. Look at the test of the highs here. And again, Apple is really what's dragging the market up. What you're saying is we can sleep in tomorrow. You probably can, bro. Honestly, I don't know what time I'm going to start the stream tomorrow. Oh, wait, is today Tuesday? Today is Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, we just don't have anything going on. Yesterday we had some stuff, but today we had European retail sales came in lower than expected, or higher than expected, actually. Yeah, that's about it, man. We don't really have anything. We got economic optimism study coming out, but today's pretty boring. Wednesday, tomorrow, we have mortgage rates dropping in the morning, import-export prices. So, like, we got some stuff, but it's not like, it's not big. We got the Bank of Canada rate decision tomorrow morning. Thursday, we get jobless claims. Wednesday, we get GameStop earnings, but that's basically it. There's literally nothing else. So this is one of the slowest weeks we're going to have in a while, and that's okay. Market's pulling back a little bit now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Shepard says, I have a coffee maker, but I always go to Dunkin'. Yeah, we went to Dunkin' yesterday, but it's like, my whole family knows, like, I eat a quarter of a donut and I'm sick, you know? So I eat a quarter donut and I'm nauseous, man. Like, I can't eat donuts anymore. Age Getting old is a cruel joke. I can't eat a donut. I eat half a donut, I'm sick. I'm nauseous for like a day. So we went to Dunkin', but every time we leave to go on a trip, Carol wants to go to freaking Dunkin' Donuts. Every single time. I know. So she brings me to a donut place. And so yesterday I got ice cream in the morning.
You gotta go where?
Yeah, I got the sourdough breakfast sandwich. Dad, donuts make me freaking sick, man. I eat a quarter donut, I'm nauseous, about to throw up. Every time we leave, Carol brings us to Dunkin' Donuts, you know? And like, and she's just like, don't buy donuts. We're at Dunkin' Donuts, but just don't buy donuts. Like, how dare she bring me to a donut place and tell me not to buy donuts, man?
Chocolate makes me sneeze like that.
Yeah. Well, sneezing's not a problem. You know? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is about donuts. Yeah, Mary Lee donuts are good.
You want some cereal?
Yeah, they're good. I'll try them. Are we lagging today? Like, is there any lag on the stream today? Maybe there might be. It's actually the perfect week for me to travel to because there's just nothing going on. First world problems, yeah. Krispy Kreme is really where the donuts are at, you know. Krispy Kreme, if we're talking about like donut scale, Krispy Kreme donuts, like a warm, fresh out of the oven Krispy Kreme donut is the best donut you've ever had. Then you got Mary Lee's, and then you got everywhere else. Everywhere else basically tastes the same. They're all basically the same after that. You got Krispy Kreme, Mary Lee's, and then everybody else. That's the donut scale. All right, guys, we got 10 minutes. Shipley's is not that good. Yeah, I don't know what that place is, Justin. They must not have that in my area. Peace and Lowell Donuts? Yeah, never been there.
My mom had diabetes so bad, so I've been very, very careful about not eating sugar. But my mom had diabetes, but you can get it from your mom. Diabetes runs in the family. A lot of women had diabetes. A lot of people didn't know what they should be eating. And a lot of people get adult onset diabetes. So I found out when I was 20 that my mom was a diabetic.
All right, Apple's still popping up. It's at 180s right now, 180s.
I couldn't get it. Thank goodness. So if I'm not careful, I don't need a lot of sugar. Although I love chocolate.
Yeah, that's like my kryptonite sweets, man. Like it depends on what sweets, like ice cream and cake and donuts. Those are like my three. If you give me like ice cream with like a chocolate brownie underneath it.
Online?
Yeah, I'm online right now.
They hear you talking?
Yeah, they hear me talk. I'm sitting here for 3 hours, man. I'm gonna talk about whatever I want, you know. If I want to talk about donuts, I'm talking about donuts, you know. They'll be all right. Sorry, guys. If I talk about donuts, I'll be all right. Y'all will be okay. Apple's ripping up right now, though. Apple at 180.50s. They're actually having a donut conversation with me, too. They're talking about their favorite donuts. We're not going to be able to only talk about the stock market for like 3 hours. That's just not how it's going to go, you know. I have ADHD a little bit too much for that. We're going to talk about all this random stuff.
They have people who can't talk about the stock market.
Yeah, but that's boring. The market's slow right now. I mean, Apple's pushing up because Apple just debuted a $3,500 virtual reality headset. Everybody's mad about it. Apple dropped like $10 a share yesterday. because they debuted this super expensive, almost $4,000 headset that everybody's basically like, we're not going to buy that. That's too expensive.
Well, Apple's way too expensive.
Well, no, that's what I said. Apple computers, man, $4,000 for 8 gigabytes of RAM. I'm just not. That's just. I mean, I could buy a $1,600.
Well, iPhones are very expensive.
Yeah.
Here, one more. One drink, you know.
Yeah.
Good for you, next shop.
Dallas Fort Worth. Jay's Donuts. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Tiny? Good morning. Donuts are not going to pay the bills. Well, some days are just boring. That's kind of today for me, man. Some days are just not. Some days are just not entertaining.
Yeah. Who's bigger than you, your dad? Oh, come on, give me a break. I'm taller than you.
You could be taller than me. That's all right. You know.
I just said who's bigger, your dad or me? 'Cause I don't know.
I could probably bench more than you. Yeah. Walk away on that one. Morning, John. Let's make some money. Hey, we'll try to. There's good money in donuts. Yeah, I'm traveling right now. Actually, donuts can pay the bills if you bought DD. So Dunkin' Donuts is a stock. How have donuts performed? My dad's over here talking to my son. Who's bigger, me or your dad? Out here, man. I'm like the runt on my dad's side anyway. My whole family. I got female cousins that are taller than me. They're like 6 foot. You know, I'm like the runt on my dad's side. It's unfortunate. My mom's side's got a little bit of Cajun genes, and so everybody's short on my mom's side. Dunkin' Donuts doesn't have a bad looking daily chart. Oh no, this is DuPont. What's Dunkin'? Does Dunkin' have a stock? They do. I mean, I'm not little. I'm like 5'11", 175 pounds, you know? So it's like, it's not like I'm like a super small guy. I'm just smaller than my dad's side. We're a bunch of Viking looking people on my dad's side, you know? My dad's 6'1", my cousin's 6'2", my female cousins are 6'1". My aunt Debbie, my dad's sister's 5'11", you know? So that's what it really is. I'm just kind of over here at 5'11", short. Duncan went private. Oh, okay. Yeah, DNUT. Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, 10,000 a share would just never happen. Like, again, the problem with the AMC community is that they just sensationalize it way too much. You know, they're talking about $1,000 a share and all this crazy stuff, and it's just like unlikely. It's just not going to be good. Market's pulling back big now. Yeah, look at the market dip. Let me see if there's some news on this. So the U.S. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler says crypto should be no different than other securities and needs to be in compliance. Yeah, but if you do that, there is no crypto market. You know what I mean? Like if you do that, you know, I think staking is really what's dragging crypto down. I think crypto needs to bail out on staking. And I know that's a huge industry and there's a lot of crypto coins around it, but I think the staking industry is what's getting it smoke from the SEC, you know? Yeah, well, it was just a ridiculous thing. Like, it was never going to hit 1,000. And again, you can ask anybody that's been like a long-term member of this community. I've been telling people for years that AMC was never going to hit that. That people have to have again, what I always used to say, and I used to say this every day, but people correlate GameStop with AMC, right? But the problem is that when GameStop made its infamous squeeze up to 500 plus, right? It had a float of 40 million, right? It had a float of 40 million, a short float of like 120%, right? So like that's the type of conditions you need to have a crazy parabolic squeeze. You got to have small float, large short float, right? AMC has never in its existence had anything close to that. Never in its existence, right? It's never had a small float like that. It's never had a super large short float of over 100%. right? It's always been like 19, 18%. So it can squeeze, but is it going to be a crazy GameStop squeeze? No, it never was going to. And people that say it did, or again, a lot of the time they'll justify it, say synthetic shares, naked shorts. Give me something provable. Anybody could say synthetic shares or naked shorts are out there. Again, in the end, they're getting talked into holding depreciating assets. Like that's all it is. They're getting talked in there. They're saying join the community. The community's making you feel all warm and fuzzy. It's because y'all stock is dropping 75%. You know, if the community's making you feel all warm and fuzzy, it's probably because it's a depreciating asset. And in order to get you not to sell, they got to make you feel all warm and fuzzy, like it's a community and you feel accepted here. Nobody cares about that. You should never fanboy a stock. You know, I said what I said. Yeah, there's just a lot of people that just don't understand. They just get wrapped up. New traders get caught up in these communities and they just get taken advantage of. And it's like new traders will argue. New traders that enter these communities will argue with like 10-year stock veterans, being like, "Hey, that's not going to happen." But for whatever reason, the new trader that just entered the stock market in the last year thinks they know more than like these experts that have been around for, you know, decades. And it's just kind of like, all right, market started turn. SPY dipping down. Apple's still up there though, so Apple's still doing pretty good. We got about a minute and a half before the market opens. Yeah, write that off if you can. I'm not mad at that. But yeah, here goes a breakdown here. We'll see if we get any good action. Dude, what the heck, man? Okay, now we're starting to get a breakdown. I want one of these alerts. All right, here we go. Here's the market open, guys. Less than a minute. Yeah, diamond hands is one of the worst things you could ever do. Like holding on to something despite price is a bad idea, you know, unless it's like Apple or Amazon or Google or like a blue chip healthy company. Definitely not AMC. You know, AMC, you should never diamond hands anything. Yeah, honestly, if something drops on me 50%, I'm out, you know. Um, the whole philosophy of diamond handsing is a losing philosophy, you know. All right, guys, here we go. Hey, what's up, Roy? How you doing? All right, there's the opening bell, guys. There's the market action. There's the open. Apple dipping, falling down heavily. Market looks weak here. I'm gonna put the micro E-mini up. We could try to trade some of this breakdown that I think we're gonna be in right now. All right, we got 2 contracts of the micro. There we go. Starting to flush. Big volatility. Big flush. All right, we just took out half. No, we're just gonna go ahead and get out there. It's a little bit too late. Dude, okay, so basically these alerts don't freaking work, man. That sucks. You know? Like it's not chart prime, it's trading view. Like trading view alerts don't work. Like I can set them for this and it's not gonna pivot up. It's not gonna show me. There we go. Market's really flushing down. All right, so we just made about $100 on that regular E-mini. Trying to come back from the big loss we took this morning. We did get the sell signal on chart prime, but for whatever reason, it's just not populating up. So we're doing a little bit better. We're closer to flat or break even on the day, but Apple really flushed it down, man. Wow, such a huge drop. Look at this flush, man. Wow, dude. Market flush. I mean, the SPY's up to 420s, and so like a big red day is not like a shock. Like people are gonna say, "Oh, the market's crashing." No, it's not. So understand, like this isn't the end of the world yet, but definitely red day. Yeah, Apple just a really big flush at the open. The NQ. Is the NQ really flushing like this, or is this just me? Why the heck is NQ so whack? Man, why is it delayed like this? Switch. Where's the E-mini? Must have to do with market data. All right, market got a little bit of bounce. Big red action on the SPY. Kind of sitting back waiting here. Put Apple back up. I'm going to short a little bit of Apple here. All right, we're going to take 25 shares short of Apple. There's 50 shares short. Yeah, look at the flush back down on the S&P. Took half of that off for Apple. Just kind of scalping this, day trading it. Look at the micro E-mini breakdown here. Let's take one contract here, small. All right, so we got a cushion that we can let this work into a little bit more. All right, so we're in 50 shares. Apple now. There we go. We got a nice little cushion, and I like the breakdown weakness potential here. There we go. All right, we took half off again, just to lock in some profit. No matter what, we're not going to be red on this trade on Apple. We do have the E-mini breaking down here. Problem is, Apple looks like it's coming back here. I know they got their conference going on. I just don't want to get stuck in this. We got a nice little risk level that we can use. All right, so we got out flat. We gave it time, but just took a little bit too much. Really depends on what this breakdown does here, what Apple does at this level. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. It's a short. We lost 11 bucks, so it's small. There's a flush. Apple rejecting down. We are in one contract of the regular E-mini here. We're up about 25 on it. We can hold it close to break even if it works for us. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that and take the profit. Looks like we got out just in time. It retraced back up. So what do you think Apple's going to do here? Apple looks weak. I'm going to short this too. Because like Apple looks weak, and if it is weak, it'll drag this down too, but there's Apple cracking that low. That should drag the E-mini down. And you see we're up about 25. Looking good. So we get a larger flush down here. There we go. There we go. All right, so we just made about 50 on that trade. We would be up really nicely if it wasn't for that pre-market mistake I made. But we're pretty much flat on the day, which is good, especially having a $200 deficit at the beginning of the day. All right, so we're going to start shorting the regular E-mini on this move up. I think with Apple consolidating under the volume weighted average price, we could take 2 contracts here and still have a pretty limited risk and maybe add up to like 4 or 5. I like that up wick. That means some selling pressure is rolling through. Two contracts. I'm not going to take super big size here. I'll cut this if I need to. I'm watching Apple. Apple's really what's weighing the market up and down, but that's better. I guess I'll cut it. Yeah. It's all good. I mean, let's see if this drags the market back up. E-mini might be reversing here. We'll look for some other signals on our other stuff. Big pop up with the micro E-mini. Look at the SPY rip. So if the SPY can hold the VWAP here, it'll if the SPY holds the VWAP here, we'll maybe have a change of trend. Apple's still breaking down though, so like if there is going to be something that weighs down the S&P, it's going to be that. Apple with the retracement, but look at the SPY here on the top right. It's trying to pop over the VWAP here. All right, market dipping down. Mostly got consolidation forming here. All right, market's breaking down again. Apple just cracked over lows, under the lows again, so that's kind of what's dragging the market down. Yeah, and again, I'm still, I will tell you this, guys, I'm consistently pretty impressed by Chart Prime. You know, even though the trading view alert system's all messed up, Chart Prime, you know, very impressive, to be honest here. Very impressive. What's Disney doing? Is Disney reacting to all this craziness? Oh, Disney is up. Nice. Nice. I'll let the rest ride on Disney. I'll take it. Take a little piece of it off. All right, market's still consolidating sideways here. For former Vice Chair Clarita on BBG TV says the Fed will likely raise rates again in this cycle and is unlikely to start cutting rates until 2024. Really? What is the watch tool showing right now for rate hike probabilities? Anybody know? Yeah, look at this news here. Market's very flat. Disney still, wow, look at Disney, man. Disney up to 92s, almost 93s again. Look at Disney, man. Wow. Nice. Take a little bit more off. Might as well. Maybe I'll add back if I want, but might as well lock in profit. Apple breaking lows here. We're going to take a little position based off of that potential weakness. We've slowed down because we've had mostly just choppiness over the last couple minutes. Getting kind of chopped out by the market going up and down, up and down. Tell you this though, if Apple starts to bounce off of the lows, then maybe we'll get some momentum here, but we got that top up there. I guess I'll use that as a risk. The only problem is like Apple's starting to bounce. Yeah, I don't want to get stuck in that. Apple's starting to move back up too. And yeah, there's the break. I'm trying to give it time, but we have a little bit of an upward trend now, I guess, forming after the big breakdown. And then Disney and other stuff like that are doing well, but aside from that, market's just kind of slightly flat. Slight uptrend, I guess. Watch tool still says 80% chance of a skip. Yeah, but the problem with Gary though, Chris, is that Gary used to teach courses on blockchain technology, you know? So it's like he basically used to teach courses on like buying blockchain technology. Now, as SEC chairman, he is prosecuting the same things that he used to teach, which is just incredibly hypocritical, you know? Um, that's my issue with it. But yeah, Disney looking great. And the market's bouncing as a whole too. Market's still popping up. Apple rebounding here too. Yeah, Disney flying up. I already scaled out of most of that position because I can, you know. So they are now confirming that now all Tesla Model 3 vehicles now qualify for the $7,500 EV tax credit. I'm gonna start shorting up here again. I'm gonna try it again, but we kind of got it faked out the last couple of shorts. I think it's possible you get a rejection if Apple starts to fall back down, if Disney starts to come back down from its highs, if Amazon starts to retrace a little bit, then maybe we'll get a little pullback opportunity here. But actually, I'm gonna have to go against this trade. I'm gonna get out flat here. Let's see if we mess around on the side too. The problem is Apple coming right back down is the big risk here. The market looks like it wants to come back up though. Problem is Apple. Yeah, I'm gonna let it wait. Maybe I could have short that. Problem is Apple started to dip down. We'll see what Amazon and Disney do here. And again, if you want to try out Top Step, it's a great way to test your skill without taking too much risk. You know, you have limited risk on Top Step. They're a funded account program, and Top Step's the most legit futures one in the world. They've been around for over 10 years. They pay out millions every year, fund thousands of traders a year. It really is a way you'll have less risk, and if you're good enough, you can still potentially have all the rewards of putting up your own money. And so what they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. If you can hit their target while following their rules, they fund you between 50K all the way up to over 100,000 in buying power and funding with a 90% split. So you get to keep most of your profit anyway. But if you lose, you're going to lose much less than you would if you put the money up yourself. And so in that regard, it's incredibly useful for traders that don't want to take too much risk, but ultimately still want to have some pressure, still potentially can get funded if you're good enough. And there's just a lot of reasons to try it out. There's the link. A great way to help support your boy here in this channel. Yeah, Disney running up nicely here, guys. And again, Disney's been one of those ones that, I've been in a good position of Disney lately. So Apple's starting to run up too. Moving back up some at least. Disney back up to 92.50s again. Wow. What's Amazon doing here? Amazon's trying. Google's trying to head back up too. Disney's testing highs again at 92.50s here. Apple right at the lows of the day again, so we'll see how this responds. This is going to be big in terms of influence over markets. Market's just really flat right now. We're in a slight upward trend, but and again, my big thing here, guys, is like I don't sell a course, I don't sell a service, I don't claim to be experts, I don't act like a guru. And we just kind of put things out there for free without claiming to be experts, and try to give people free content, free market activity. It's a slower week. I'm traveling right now. I'm in Louisiana. But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate you guys so much. Again, check out Top Step, link is right there. Again, Chart Prime, man. Again, I'll say it again. I'm consistently impressed with Chart Prime. Like their indicators, it's $35 a month for Chart Prime indicators. They give you kind of custom alerts, custom signals. They'll tell you where reversals potentially are, candlestick patterns, all this good stuff. And I've been using them a lot, and they can just be powerful, man. I'm looking at them right now. So like here's just to give you a little preview of what this is. Let me put one up here. So to put it into perspective, on Apple here, and you can use them on stocks, crypto, Forex, futures, but like on Apple specifically here, look. On Apple, they put the sell alert right here. Look at the breakdown you get afterwards. Look at the buy alert right here. Look at the big run up afterwards as well for Apple. So like their sell alert came right at the right time. I like using a 5-minute example of it. I think a 5-minute one can be the most powerful. And has the best accuracy. And again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money. They're a sponsor of mine as well. But again, they can just be really useful. Check out the link right here. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. Again, I'm going to shut it down a little bit early today. I'm kind of busy working and traveling right now. So I'm going to get out of here. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good. Green day in stocks. We got a couple good trades. Disney, my swing trade on Disney's loving life right now. My day trading, I'm still down on the day. But that's all right. Again, I'm not claiming to be an expert or anything like that. My swing trades are certainly making up for it. But yeah, guys, I'm getting out of here. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good. I'll have a better mic tomorrow. And yeah, Tiny. Tiny, I'll comment on that really quick. If you guys know what happened here, and again, I don't want to be too personal about it. But like him and I used to be friends. Him and I were friends, and like it was great. And he was most of the time he was really nice, But then like he would drink, and like he would drink, and he would just kind of start talking smack, And then he would apologize, and I would unban him, and so, he passed from a liver failure, And so it's unfortunate, man. I feel for his family. I wish his family the best. It's kind of a touchy subject because it's like, it was just, it is what it is. It's unfortunate. I'm sad. I genuinely feel for his family. And again, he was a really nice guy before all that stuff started happening. So, I feel for him. I wish him the best, and, rest in peace for sure. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll probably start the stream a little bit late tomorrow, but yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, guys.